Hey guys, what's up? It's Tamira. Welcome to my video. I'm really glad that you are spending time with me because today I'm talking about my experience in relationships and how I intend to grow from them. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. I was inspired to make this video because of a tweet that I saw on my timeline a few days ago, and it's goes like these. Having anxiety and being in a relationship is hard because you always think the worst. Not even them cheating, but worrying if they still want you. And then you want to be all over them, but you don't want to be clingy, but you don't want to be distant either, so you just worry. I am 100% guilty of having these thoughts while I was in a relationship. But I have to admit, I'm not the good guy in this story. I was the manipulator, the cheater, the toxic person in this situation. And it's because I would sit here and think like this tweet. And it's just because I wanted to be in a relationship really badly and I wanted to experience what they were experiencing in like the movies and the TV shows where it's like, oh my God, I'm like so in love. But it's not love when you have to put in so much work to kind of prove to yourself and to your partner that it's worth it. I would dare to say that when you have to put yourself in this light where it's like, I know I mess up and all this stuff, but like, can you still give me a chance? If you're asking for chances with someone multiple times, you're begging them and you're placing a label and a justification on how you're acting and how you're behaving, it's not because you want to stay with them. It's because they have something for you that you wish you had for yourself. Sort of like comfortability where you just don't want to leave from that state, but it's possible to find that state within yourself. It's totally and completely possible to find whatever they're giving you within yourself. So if you're in a situationship like this, it's best to kind of look towards yourself instead of involving other people. The most memorable issues that just continues to resurface is jealousy that derived from guilt and anxiety and this codependency thing where I felt like I needed to have all of his attention and all of his attention had to go towards me, or else something bad would happen, or if he wasn't giving me all of his attention, if he split his attention between me and another person, I'd be in danger of losing him. And all of these fears that kind of stemmed about because I felt guilty about something, because I was dependent on his effort that he was putting into me. At this time, I'd convinced myself that he was my biggest, if not only, source of happiness, and if I lost him, I would be wrecked, I would be ruined, I would be done. That would be it. I put all my investments in him and I had to make sure that this was going right, or else my entire world would be out of whack. And that is the first sign, if not the biggest sign, you should not be in the relationship that you're in. We were washing vines together and my boyfriend at the time goes, oh, she's really cute, about a viner. And I go, okay, block her. That is a huge red flag if you can't handle your partner even looking at someone else, someone that's completely unattainable. So it's the fact that I didn't trust him despite me. I was talking to other guys. I would flirt with other guys when I was in the relationship with him. And he found out and didn't break up with me. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. But I continued to talk to these other guys. It affected the way that I was seeing myself. I'm like, okay, I can't change because I'm continuing to do this. And like, he stays with me. This is what I'm talking about with manipulative behavior and codependency. It's like, we don't feel comfortable enough to leave, but we will make excuses to stay, and it will affect the way that we're thinking about ourselves, and it'll affect the way that we see ourselves. I forced myself to want and desire a relationship that wasn't a good fit for me, that ultimately caused my anxiety and self-esteem issues to get worse, because I would get into fights with him and he'd bring up the mistakes that I make, trying to fix our relationship, not change the way I was acting. I didn't care that I was hurting him. I didn't care that I was draining him emotionally. I just needed that relationship to maintain itself. And it was not love on my end. It was completely conditional. I would tell you any day that I loved him, and I would tell him that I loved him, but I would hate whenever he called me out on something that I was totally guilty of, because he wasn't supposed to see me with flaws. He was supposed to see me as this flawless person, and he was supposed to worship the ground that I walked on because I could do no wrong. I had to have that external person telling me so that I would be able to tell myself. I shouldn't have to go out to other people, and I shouldn't have to hear how great I am from other people. I should be getting that from myself first, because that's who's the most important. No amount of good efforts and kind words can really change your desires. If you're feeling worried about your partnerships and you're getting a little self-conscious about how you're acting in a relationship, it might not be the right one for you. I was with a guy who took interest in me first and put in a lot of effort to make me his girlfriend, and would do really nice things for me and would always be there for me. And I ate it up because I didn't even have that much care for myself. I didn't have that much love for myself. And to see somebody putting in that much effort really makes you feel special. You're barely putting in the effort to make yourself feel that way, let alone them. If you can't even put an effort to make yourself feel reassured and validated and good, I hate to tell you, but you're not going to find that in someone else. And it's going to be a continued cycle of worry and dissatisfaction and all of these almost is never enough moments, because it's just not the right fit. And that's not anyone's fault. Nobody's to blame. And we can't sit here and just be like, oh my God, whose fault is this? It's nobody's fault. You can never listen to yourself enough. Going for your heart's desires as opposed to going for society's idea of what is supposed to happen. Nothing is supposed to happen. Nothing is supposed to be a certain way. It's all just a matter of getting yourself together. I was just going with the option that presented itself to me as opposed to the one that I wanted. It's hard to discern. It's hard to discern, especially when you're not used to the attention, and I was definitely not used to it. I grew up in an all-white school, and nobody really looks at me as like top of the pyramid girl that everybody wanted to be with. I was kind of just out on the outskirts, you know. He approached me by coming up to me like, hey, like you're really pretty, and like I'd love to get to know you more. And I was just like, oh, he wants to get to know me. We dated for the entirety of the school year, and I was just very happy, but I wasn't happy in the relationship. I was happy with the attention I was receiving. I was happy that I got to talk to someone all the time, and someone would give me attention and tell me how great I am and how great I look and all this stuff. You don't outsource if you're satisfied with the source that you're getting from. I don't want anyone to settle with a relationship that's not 100% fulfilling for them. We love to give ourselves excuses and justification, but it creates a stigma around mental illness and mental health that you are never going to be able to achieve a healthy and fulfilling relationship if you have anxiety, depression, PTSD, any of that. It's really concerning. I don't think I've overcome it. I can't quite say that, but I'm in a better place, and I know that I can love myself before going into a relationship and loving someone else. It makes me think, if you're afraid to let something go and you're afraid that it won't come back to you after you've done a period of reflection and growth, is it really the best option for you? Thank you for tuning into this video if you made it this far. I don't know what else to say, but love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.